This is Financial Maths question 6 from Eastern Cape, September 2014. 6.1. Tembi buys a new car for 245,000 rand. The value of the car depreciates at 13% per annum according to the reducing balance method. After how many years will the value of the car be 83,543 rand? Now they're asking us to calculate the value of n, number of years. Tembi's principal amount is 245,000 rand. The accumulated depreciation amount is 83,543 rand. The interest depreciation rate is 13% per annum, reducing balance. So we use this formula. Accumulated amount is equal to principal amount into 1 minus I to the power of n, and we are solving for n. The number of years that the value of the car would take to drop from 245,000 rand to 83,543 rand. That's what we are looking for. So the accumulated amount is 83,543 rand is equal to principal amount is 245,000 rand into 1 minus interest rate is 13 divided by 100 is 0.13% to the power of n. Now we are solving for n. N is multiplied by this number, so in order for us to be left with n's base, we need to divide both sides by 245,000 rand. 245,000 rand. I'm already moving this to this side, so we have 1 minus 0.13 to the power of n is equal to the ratio of accumulated amount divided by principal amount is 0.3409918367. 1 minus 0.13 is, we have 87 divided by 100 to the power of n is equal to 0.3409918367. Now n is a power. In order for us to solve for n, we have to use logarithmics. So log base number is equal to exponent. Our exponent is n, right? So we say n is equal to log our base. The base of our exponent is 87 divided by 100. The number that this whole thing is equal to is 0.3409918367. So when we plug this into a calculator, we get the value of n. N is equal to 7.725698,475. Now this value doesn't specify how many years it will take for the value of the car to depreciate, and it also doesn't specify how many months. So this 7 tells us the number of years, and this decimal represents the number of months. So we say 7 years, the car would take 7 years, and in order for us to determine how many months this decimal represents, we're going to say the answer that we have, we're going to get rid of the number that comes before the comma. So we say answer minus 7, and then we get our decimal. So since there are 12 months in 1 year, right, we're going to multiply this whole thing by 12, answer times 12, to get the exact number of months. Answer times 12 is 8.7 months. So that can be approximately 9 months. So we say the value of the car will take 7 years and 9 months, or approximately 7 years and 9 months to depreciate. 6.2. Mr. Williams buy a house for 450,000 rand. He pays a deposit of 10% and takes out a bank loan for the balance. So the house is worth 450,000 rand, but Mr. Williams didn't take a loan of 450,000 rand because he initially paid 10% of 450,000 rand. So the actual loan is not 450,000 rand. So 6.2.1, calculate the value of the loan. In order for us to figure out the value of the loan, we have to subtract 10% of the principal amount from the principal amount, because Mr. Williams paid a deposit of 10% of the principal amount initially. So we are going to take out 10% from the principal amount. So the principal amount is 450,000 rand minus 10% of 450 is, we say, 10 divided by 100, which is equal to 0.1. So we can either write 10 divided by 100 or 0.1. It's still mathematically the same. So we have 450,000 rands minus 10% of 450,000 rands. We get, so Mr. Williams took out a bank loan of 405,000 rands. So this is the amount of money that he borrowed from the bank. So let me repeat again. Mr. Williams wants to buy a house that's worth 450,000 rands, right? So he paid 10% of the value of the house initially to acquire the house, right? And then the money that he was left to pay for the house, he went to a bank and got a loan for that amount. So this is the value of the loan he got from a bank. So 6.2.2, what are they saying? 6.2.2, he pays back the loan by means of equal monthly installments over a period of 20 years. The first payment is made 1 month after the allocation of the loan. This is always true for present value annuity calculations when someone takes out a loan. Interest is calculated at 8% per annum compounded monthly. Calculate the value of the monthly installment. So now we know that Mr. Williams took out a bank loan of 405,000 rands, right? And now he repays back the loan by making equal payments each month, starting from 1 month after getting granted the loan, right? So we're going to use the present value annuity formula. Present value is equal to x into 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of negative n, close, all divided by I. We know that Mr. Williams took out a bank loan of 405,000 rands. We are looking for the equal installments that he will be making. So we say x into 1 minus 1 plus the interest rate. They said it is 8% per annum compounded monthly. So 8 divided by 100 is 0.08 divided by compounding frequency. They said 8% per annum compounded monthly. So we divide by 12 to the power of negative. They said Mr. Williams will take 20 years to repay 405,000 rands plus its interest, 20 years. So we say 20 years times 12 months to get the exact number of payments, all divided by interest rate as a decimal is 0.08 divided by compounding frequency is 12. Now this is where I mathematically do some magic. So in order for us to solve for x, right, we're going to, this is 405,000 rand is divided by 1, right? I'm going to cross multiply. So 405,000 rand is going to multiply with this denominator. Let's do it. We say we are doing this to isolate x, right? So we say x is equal to 405,000 rand multiplied by our denominator 0.08 divided by 12 divided by, in order for us to be left with x, we're going to have to divide both sides by this whole thing, right? So I'm already skipping to that step. So we say y minus 1 minus 1 plus 0.08 divided by 12 to the power of, you need to plug this into your calculator to see how many payments it would be, to the power of negative 240. 405,000 rands is divided by 1. We cross multiply. 1 multiplies this whole thing. 405,000 rands multiplies with the denominator. This is that, right? And 1 is going to multiply with this whole thing. So we will be having x into this whole thing on one side, and we will be having this thing on the other side, right? In order for us to be left with x, we're going to divide both sides by this whole thing, so I already skipped to that point. So x is equal to, we plug this whole thing carefully into our calculator, we get division 405,000 rands into 0,08 divided by 12 months divided by 1 minus 1 plus 0,08 divided by 12 to the power of negative 240. So Mr. Williams will be paying 3,387 rand 58 cents each month, starting 1 month after getting the loan, for 240 months, which is 20 years. Moving on to 6.2.3, he decides to settle the loan after 17 years. So remember that Mr. Williams was supposed to make payments towards this loan for 20 years, right? But now he suddenly decides to settle the loan after 17 years. Calculate the outstanding balance on the loan if the last payment is made at the end of the 17th year. So after making payments for 17 years, there will be money that is left to be paid towards the bank, right? So this is the outstanding balance. So Mr. Williams, after 17 years, will make one last payment of the remaining balance towards the loan. So they're asking us to calculate how much money will be left for Mr. Williams to pay after making payments for 17 years. So there are two what the fuck, man? So I was saying there are two formulas for calculating the balance outstanding. So the first one is outstanding balance is equal to principal amount into 1 plus I to the power of n minus present value annuity formula. We say x into 1 plus I to the power of n minus 1 close to the power of I, right? And then there's another one, outstanding balance is equal to present value annuity formula, x into 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of negative n divided by I. So this formula is straightforward, right? N represents the number of payments that Mr. Williams has already made towards the loan. But for this one, N represents the number of payments that Mr. Williams is still yet to make towards the loan. So if we want to use this one, then we know that Mr. Williams was supposed to make payments for 20 years, right? But then we want to see how much money he will be left owing after 17 years. So we say 20 minus 17 is 3 years. So he was making monthly payments, right? So we say 3 years times 12 months, and the answer that we get here will be the value of n. So let's use this one. Outstanding balance is equal to monthly payments into 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of negative n close to the power, divided by interest rate as a decimal. So Mr. Williams is making monthly payments of 3,387 rand 58 cents into 1 minus 1 plus, they say the interest rate is 8% per annum compounded monthly. So we say 0,08 because it is 8% divided by 100 divided by a compounding frequency is 12 to the power of 3 years times negative 3 years times 12 months is 36. Close, all divided by interest rate as a decimal. 0,08 divided by compounding frequency is 12. So we plug this whole thing into a calculator and get the amount of money that Mr. Williams will pay after 17 years to settle the loan. We have 3,387 rand 58 cents into the amount of money that we get is 108,103 rand 79 cents. Mr. Williams, after making payments for 17 years, this is the amount of money that will be left to be paid out towards settling the loan, right? So after 17 years, Mr. Williams will make one payment of this value towards the loan. So when we use the other formula, outstanding balance is equal to principal amount into 1 plus I to the power of n minus x into 1 plus I to the power of n minus 1 close to the power of I, divided by I. Our principal amount, the initial money that Mr. Williams borrowed from the bank, was 405,000 rands into 1 plus interest rate is 0,08 which is 8% divided by 100 divided by compounding frequency is 12 to the power of. Now, Mr. Williams was making payments for 17 years times 12 because we want to know the exact number of payments that he made. Minus, now I usually open a bracket here because when I plug this into my calculator, I will automatically open a bracket because I'll be copying. Never mind. Mr. Williams was making payments of 3,387 Rand 58 cents into 1 plus interest rate is still 8% divided by 100 is 0.08 divided by compounding frequency is 12 to the power of. Number of payments is 17 times 12 minus 1 close. This is, yeah, all divided by 0.08 divided by 12. I'm opening brackets here because I'm subtracting this thing from this number. So it's a good habit to do that because you're going to plug the whole thing into your calculator. So your calculator needs to know that we are subtracting this number from this number by opening up brackets after the subtraction sign. So we have 405,000 Rand. The answer that we get is 108,104 Rand 85 cents. Or I think you can still get all the marks even if you use either formula because both formulas are correct. It's just that the answers are slightly different. You see, this one is 4,85 and this one is 3,79. Thank you for watching. See you on the next. I think this is the last financial maths video, man. I've been making many of these.
It's easy to see when you look at me. If you look closely, Mystic don't back down. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, so that you can get that A in mathematics. Leave a comment down below if you have a question. Mystic will make sure you get the answer.
Leave a like and share this video with your friends so that we can all be good. Thank you for watching.